Caller 1, can you hear us? Is this Barry?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep, we're good. Thanks, Barry.
Thank you.
Hello.
How much you said? 64. I'll learn that. We have about 64 million. Yeah, 64 million in the bank. Because we just put it in the bank.
Thank you so much.
You need to ask these questions once I've got a hold of that. Can I bring the creeper van to Victoria then?
By all means, as long as you don't mind being investigated, feel free, so. You'll be spending a lot of time in Victoria if that's the case then, so.
That's not right. That's just wrong. Okay.
You should be able to handle it, I'm just curious.
I will try to. Jumping the radio this morning. Yeah, so where do they get the uniforms?
Yeah, Fred went to Santa Cruz. It's like an idiot. I said,
Which we did one chance, I mean, that's exactly it, so like, the VA clinic feels like it's not they should all be
Since I work there now, I guess. Good luck.
That'll work.
Have fun, you'll figure it out.
They're tabling the stuff about the franchise fee last page. They're tabling it. Okay, that's before they go into closed session.
And a dog. So if you're looking at bring home the dog, I got it. This dog is amazing too.
This whole thing, table, special ordinance.
I didn't say table, it's just there's a menu on the table.
I'll back that for you. It's a box. I always say that's a box. It's calling it. It's the easiest thing to work with. This is the dog I'm looking for, and they'll call you when it comes, and it will come. I've never paid nothing against breeders, but there's just so many dogs out there already that.
That's what I want to do.
Just remind you of all the things you can't have.
And he was older. It's going to be a special election.
Owner passed away, and it's putting in.
According to the piano training.
This one came as a confirmed date. Okay, my dog is not that dominant.
So, Mike? I have an answer.
I bet they're
You name it.
or it's gonna be remote. Well, he always was to the mayor's left. And so the administrator, most of the city administrator was there. And then he said to the left of the administrator.
My recommendation. Our calls, I should run the report. I mean, we were saying.
The days of overruling are gone. So. My kids had to do the same thing, play inside until I came home, darn it.
But I just kind of think about
So you're bigger at least. Maybe when you can drive, then everybody's gonna take you the other way or something.
Oh, yeah, I got a call.
We'll figure it out.
Steve, can you hear us okay in the chambers?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
I'm support, I mean, you don't need my support, I'm supporter of any change, but I think you should just, whatever the state law is, just stay. We're gonna give them around the years to get the state law.
Who are you? Who are you?
I'm just worried about burning it. It's been so dry. It's been so dry. I'm surprised we didn't have more grass fires and stuff.
Good evening. Welcome to the City Hall Council Chambers at 10 West State Street in Marshalltown, Iowa. The day's date is July 10, 2023. The time's 5:30 p.m. We're assembled here for a regular meeting of the Marshalltown City Council here in Iowa. I'm calling the meeting to order, and let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Hoop,
Here.
Isom,
Here.
Kell,
Here.
Lottie
Here.
Schneider,
Here.
Thompson.
Here. Very good. At this time, I advise the public as follows about public comment, that members of the public may make comments on any item not on the agenda at this time. Approach the mic, state your name and address for the record. Limit your comments to 3 minutes or less unless I authorize more. Direct your comments to the mayor and council as a whole, and the mayor and councilors shall not engage in discussion or debate on those items raised by members of the public at this time, and no action may be taken on items raised in public comments so that we might comply with open meetings laws. It is now time for council and administrator comments. Anybody on the council wish to make any?
Public comment.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Holy cow. Thank you. I didn't think it would be this early in the meeting. You'd have to give me a point of order, Gary, but thanks. Holy cow. Yeah.
Joel, I'm just reminding, there's a reason you just read what you read.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm so used to having it be at the end, too, so it's still a new thing for me. The microphone is open for public comment. Sorry.
Hello, Jim Shaw, 522 North 2nd Street. I'm here today to speak about dog attacks. Because of the limited time I've had at previous meetings, I will continue tonight. In addition to one of Marshalltown's postal carriers recently being bitten, one was bitten in Des Moines. Instead of delivering the mail, a letter carrier with the United States Postal Service is at home recovering. That's because the letter carrier was attacked by a pit bull. The dog got out of a fence yard and chased him. He tried to get over another fence to get away from him, and the pit bull bit him up pretty good, said Sergeant Paul Parisic of the Des Moines Police Department. A USPS spokesman said almost 6,000 letter carriers are bitten or chased by dogs every year. That's 23 a day. In another incident, a sunny day in an off-leash park quickly turned into a night barrel for Isabel Payne, her fiance, and their cherished dog Lola. Without warning, they found themselves under attack from an aggressive pit bull. Despite their best efforts to avoid the conflict, the pit bull launched a vicious assault, leaving Isabel and her dog Lola with severe injuries. Isabel suffered cuts and bites all over her hands and knees, while their dog Lola required immediate surgery for her injured back. A more local and recent incident, I was on the phone with my fiance just the other day, and she was luckily inside her fenced yard when a man walked by with his unleashed pit bull. She yelled at him that we have a leash law and that his dog needed to be leashed. The man started to argue with her, saying that his dog loved dogs, and so it didn't need to be on a leash. While all this was going on, his dog was running the fence line trying to get to her dogs. I heard all this as I quickly got into my car and rushed to her house 4 blocks away. I observed the man and the pit bull a couple of houses away from there. The pit bull was now pulling him down the sidewalk. When I stopped to take his picture, he turned his head away, but not soon enough. And then he turned and flipped me the finger. We did not call the police because he had a leash draped over his shoulder, and we figured if he saw police coming, he'd have his dog leashed. Because she had been previously attacked and had her dog killed by a pit bull, this was very traumatic for her. I know you're probably getting tired of seeing me and hearing me complain about pit bulls, dog attacks, and dogs running loose and unleashed. I believe I'm doing a good job. In the past month, I've seen at least 5 citations for dogs at large, resulting in fines. I don't know if these fines are paid, but that's another issue entirely. I'm somewhat stunned that I've heard people don't pay fines. Thank you.
Thank you.
Doris Kinnick, 2020 Catalina Place. There is a movie that I think everyone should see. It's called Sound of Freedom. It is a film that is now showing at Plaza 9. It is not a faith-based movie. It is based on the true events of Tim Ballard, who was a member of Homeland Security. I have seen this film. It does an excellent job of exposing the horror of child sex trafficking. It is rated PG-13. I have been told by Karen at the Plaza 9 that there are free tickets available for this film. After you see the movie, there is material available on a table outside the theater from Last Watch, which is the labor and sex trafficking watch group, which I'm a part of. And at this time, I want to say thank you to Lieutenant Tyne for all of her wonderful work that she has done, along with our Chief of Police. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Other public comment?
My name is Trish.
I told the chief before you got up that the little 3-minute timer, that's off.
Oh, I appreciate you so much.
But if he comes up
Today we'll overrule him for the record.
There you go.
So, my name is Trish Tyne, current assignment lieutenant with the Marshalltown Police Department on the patrol division. So I'm going to address the mayor and the city council, and then if it pleases you and it's okay, I'd like to address Chief Tupper and Captain Jones here. I had to write a few things down to ensure I didn't get sidetracked. As you know, I've submitted my letter of resignation with the city of Marshalltown Police Department. I gave that to Chief Tupper on June 26th. I've accepted a position with the City of Decorah Police Department as their chief of police, which is very exciting. Professionally, I'm super excited and ready for the challenges brought by this new opportunity. But mixed with the excitement that comes with a move such as this, a bit of sadness lingers at the thought of leaving Marshalltown, of course. I feel very prepared for a chief of police position based on the guidance and leadership provided to me by Chief Tupper and Captain Chris Jones and Captain Batterson. The standards that they have set have been very high, yet they inspired me every day to strive to meet those standards. In all fairness, that led to some very, very, very long days, for the record, yet the years went by like lightning. Through the efforts of meeting the standards developed, hard work was rewarded with great opportunity. And through their vision for me and encouragement to me, I've been afforded amazing fortuities in education and networking in this noble profession. The most notable, of course, are the Northwestern University School of Police Staff and Command, multiple Southern Police Institute trainings, and the FBI National Academy most recently. The City of Marshalltown and Chief Tupper, Captain Jones, and Captain Batterson bestowed a lot of trust in me and some of my very unconventional ways of doing policing, and allowed me the privilege of serving this community for a little over 20 years. They have taken my passion and drive and professionalized it in such a way that I'm excited for the opportunity to lead others the way that I have been led. Deciding to take this leap was not easy for me, and stepping out of a comfort zone can be really difficult, even when it means professional advancement for myself. I just cannot speak enough to the mentorship and guidance, the competence and confidence, the courage and the drive that I have received from my chain of command that has allowed me to push past the fear and take this step, to trust my ability to continue to serve in a different way, potentially impacting policing long after I retire. Chief Tupper and Captain Jones deserve some really strong, heartfelt recognition. I want to take this opportunity to elaborate a bit and present them with a small token of my appreciation. Can you guys come up here? So as we are all graduates of the FBI National Academy, we share the experience of the 10-week adventure that culminated with a yellow brick. The significance of that brick cannot be lost on an FBI NA graduate. In fact, we understand that the work, the effort, the support, the education, the networking, all of it is like this brick. It is a foundation. It is a place from where all of our learning leans on and where all of our future growth comes from. It is a critical piece of infrastructure to the beliefs we share, common ground in law enforcement leadership. Both Chief Tupper and Captain Jones are foundational to me. 3 words come to mind when I think of them, and that is leadership, courage, and friendship. Chief Tupper started as my leader. He developed courage in me, and we end this chapter as friends. Whereas Captain Jones started as my friend, bolstered my courage, and we end this chapter with him being one of my leaders. Both different and yet the same and yet different. Clarification point, though, for Jones, this does not mean you are the reason that I have a job. So we need to make that very clear. Quit telling people that. So you two are the very first to say that you will stay late. You are the very first to encourage people to set goals and to push them to achieve them. So many possibilities die in comfort zones, and you work tirelessly to get people past those comfort zones. Your efforts are noticed and appreciated. You should know that all the successes I have had in the last many years and all the successes I may yet experience are yours as well. I did not get here alone, and for that I thank you from the bottom of my heart as leaders, but more importantly as friends to me. The following quote sums this up nicely. A true friend accepts who you are, but also helps you become who you should be. And I'm a better person, a better public servant, and will be a sound chief of police because of you two. Please know that as I go forward, Marshalltown will forever be near and dear to my heart. I will always be glad to be a resource for this great community in any way I can. The city is blessed to have a police department that remains in the amazing hands of the current leadership. And the Marshalltown Police Department is blessed to have a mayor and a city council that support them in all of their endeavors. And I am blessed to have been such a small part of all of that. So thank you very much.
rebuttal. We are supposed to give you stuff. And thank you. And I do, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate everything that you have meant for the Marshalltown Police Department and this community. You have earned everything that has happened for you. And I have been amazed to watch you grow professionally and personally over the last 12 years and watch how far you have come. And I know you're going to be a great police chief. And I know that you have said that you would call me for advice. I'm guessing it's going to be the other way around, because I have often gone to you for advice. And I just want you to know that it has been my pleasure and my honor to be able to work with you for the last 12 years. And we're rooting for you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Trish. We've had a very long career together. A majority of my career in law enforcement here in Marshalltown has been working alongside you, with you in the same vehicle at some point, and very closely. And you're going to do an outstanding job as the Chief of Police of Decorah. I'm very proud of you. One of the reasons that we probably work so closely together is because you've been able to compliment me in a lot of my downfalls, and I've learned way more from you than I am probably willing to admit publicly. But what you have taught me, even from the beginning when we were driving around in the same vehicle, and you kept hounding me about how my career aspirations weren't everything in life, that I need to pay attention to my family and things outside of work. Those are the things that I've learned from you, and that I'll always take away. You've been a great friend. I'm so happy that you have been able to put up with me for all of these years, and I'm so happy to see where you are and where you're going. So thank you very much.
Chris. You're not done yet.
You stand between us.
Oh, yes, all right. Yes, of course.
Rose between two thorns.
Good job.
Very good. Thank you. Anyone else on public comment? Any counselor wish to speak?
Your Honor, if I may.
You may.
I don't know how to follow that, but I just wanted to mention we had a great turnout for the fireworks. We were a little concerned on a Tuesday night, but it was pretty much a packed house with a great band, really good fireworks. And I'd like to make a special mention of Jake Rowley, who made sure that we had bouncy houses, and Marshall County kicked in this year, and that was really nice of them. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Your Honor, if I may.
You may.
Just want to remind everybody that with the construction on State Street, those businesses on State Street are open, no matter what you think. It may be harder to get to, but there was a really nice editorial piece by Deb Millizer and John Hall that was in the Weekend TR reminding people of that. And I just want to compliment them for that and touch on that those businesses do rely on, your support. They pay local taxes, and I know it's a hassle to get to them, but they do appreciate your business. So don't forget them. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, well,
Can the public still speak?
yes.
Deb Millizer, the Executive Director of the Marshalltown Central Business District, and I just want to quickly remind everybody that at the end of the last Saturday of the month, July 29th, we are having Be Ridiculous Day in downtown Marshalltown. We have Main Street completely packed. We have a car show. We have a craft and artisan fair. We have a concert that starts at 10 o'clock and runs till 6 o'clock. We have a couple Latino bands, and we have Dirty Rotten Scoundrels coming to play. We also have we have our services such as our police and fire that are going to be downtown, and then we also have an activity block for the children. So I hope people will come downtown, shop downtown, enjoy downtown, And in case you haven't heard, the fence is down from around the courthouse, so we can stroll on the lawn too if nobody chases us off. I'm kidding. Anyway, I hope that you will put it on your schedule and you'll come downtown July 29th and enjoy the festivities.
Thank you. I see that the move has been made too by the Central Business District office to the new location of the Chamber office. I've had occasion to be in that twice. What a beautiful space that is now in the Hopkins building, so,
It is awesome, and
Yeah.
happy to be there with the chamber.
yeah, very good, thank you. I hope that didn't violate that statute, commenting on that. And actually, if nobody else up here wanted to speak, I did want to say a couple words. As mayor, not so much as city administrator, which job I'm trying to get rid of. Two things. One, this is responsive to the show that's playing out at the theater. The Rotary Club is making a big deal out of that. We've had two programs in the last 2 years about illegal trafficking of people. It isn't just sex trafficking, it's work trafficking and other trafficking, and everybody should be encouraged to go see that movie and get involved, and employers in town have the ability to join up to be members of the same group that you and I are members of, Doris, so I do encourage that. And then with the chief and the new police chief going up to Decorah, I have to say this, many people in the public have no clue what a big deal it is to get invited out to the FBI Academy. That is a big deal, and it's phenomenal that we've had 3 people go out there to do that. And so I just need to let you guys know that may not have heard what a big deal that was. I mean, that's like getting into Harvard or Yale Law School or being the top of your class at whatever to get invited out there. We've had 3 fine officers get to do that. That's part of why we have such a great police force here. And what's fun is that it's being recognized. So I needed to say that. Okay. Let's go on to the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve it except for removing item 8 for something we've discovered in the last day or two?
Move to approve, Your Honor.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Bodyhoff,
Yes.
Schneider,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Hoop,
Yes.
Isom,
Yes.
Kell,
Yes.
Very good. Thank you. Please read those.
approve the minutes for the June 26, 2023 meeting and the June 29, 2023 meeting, and the bill list in amount of $1,885,050.07. Approve liquor license renewals for Applebee's Neighborhood Grill and Bar at 3101 South Center Street, Get and Go Convenience Stores number 34 at 3302 South Center Street, Get and Go Convenience Store number 35 at 902 Lincoln Way. Receipt of building and trade permit report for June 2023. Resolution 2023-140 approving the use of council designated local option sales tax for the new construction of incentive grant for Betty's Properties LLC for the construction of a pharmacy. Resolution 2023-141 approving a consent to assignment of economic development tax increment payments and new construction grant from Betty's Properties LLC to United Bank and Trust. Resolution 2023-142 approving contract change order number 2 for the 2020 sanitary sewer rehabilitation project, CIPP number SAN 21-001, an increase of $73,450.70. Resolution 2023-143 approving engineer's statement of completion and accepting Boulder Contracting LLC for the 2020 box culvert repair project number SMW 20-003. Resolution 2023-145 setting public hearing for an amendment to the zoning map for 201 East Merle Hibbs Boulevard. And Resolution 2023-146 approving the Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Development Agreement for contract 20-DRH-022 at 1807 South 7th Avenue for a 30-unit building.
Very good. Thank you. No resolutions tonight, only one motion. So item G, number 1, what's that?
Motion to approve a new Class C retail alcohol license with outdoor service for iCaramba at 1803 South Center Street.
Move for approval.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion.
Yes, Your Honor. The Iowa Department of Inspection and Appeals has approved a menu change for this establishment. They requested to have alcohol service for a margarita machine. This restaurant is drive-through service only with a small outdoor service area, so drinks will be sold to go for consumption or on the patio area.
Thank you. Discussion?
Do we have any, does anybody else in town serve to-go drinks anymore? I know that was a thing during the pandemic, but does anybody do that currently?
Yes, it's still allowed on most of the license types, and La Greda does, Applebee's does.
Other questions or comments by the council? By the public? Roll call.
Thompson?
No.
Hoop?
No.
Isom?
No.
Kell?
No.
Laddiehoff?
No.
Schneider?
No.
Okay, that motion failed. On to ordinances. What is our first one of those?
Ordinance 15062 to amend the Code of Ordinances, City of Marshalltown, Iowa by amending 93.007 alcoholic beverages, third reading.
Move for approval, Your Honor.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion on this one.
This amendment requires a public use permit and an alcohol license to be obtained in order to have alcohol in the parks, and the exceptions will remain the same for the rental buildings at Riverview Park and at the campground.
Thank you. Council discussion. Public discussion. Roll call.
Hoop?
Oh.
Isom?
Yes.
Kell?
Yes.
Laddiehoff?
Yes.
Schneider?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
That one carried. Number 2, ordinance.
Ordinance 15063 to amend the Code of Ordinances, City of Marshalltown, Iowa by amending Chapter 130, Offenses Against Peace and Safety, third reading.
For approval, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Second.
Discussion.
Yes, this amendment will reinstate language that was removed for offenses regarding vehicle sirens and tires. It will also repeal outdated requirements for trafficking of certain weapons, displaying weapons, and slingshots that were from the 1950s. Also updates the zoning district names per the new ordinance and removes the Nicholson Ford Nature Area from the hunting within city boundaries.
Council discussion. Public discussion. Seems like there's been more of that going on lately than I've ever experienced, so let's call the roll.
Kell?
Yes.
Laddiehoff?
Yes.
Schneider?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
Hoop?
Yes.
Isom?
Yes.
Very good, that carried as well. And the third one.
Ordinance 15064 to amend the Code of Ordinances, City of Marshalltown, Iowa by amending provisions of Ordinance 14806 and the Table of Special Ordinances, Table 1 franchises with Interstate Power and Light Company for a gas utility franchise, third reading.
Move for approval, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Second.
And roll, discussion.
This amendment is for the Interstate Power and Light Company gas franchise agreement. It will change it to a 5% fee, which will be implemented on gas utility bills. I did have a petition that was submitted to the city clerk's office on July 7th to petition for a special election. The auditor's office has been notified of this, and the next special election date is September 12th. And a resolution calling for this election will be coming forward to the July 24th meeting.
Thank you. Other council discussion up here? Public discussion?
So Mark Eaton, 1007 South 10th Avenue. I just want to thank everybody who participated in this process. It's a lot of work, especially over a holiday weekend. Petitions are not easy. They take a lot of time. Sometimes one signature can take half an hour. So, because everyone is concerned with what's going on in the city. I just want to mention something. The state code says that you can't have an exclusive franchise agreement. And exclusive means restricted or limited to person, group, or area concerned. That's one definition. This franchise calls out specifically Iowa Power and Light Company, Interstate Power and Light Company. It's not a gas franchise. It's a franchise with just that person or that company, and it only lasts for 7 years. The term, because there's currently one now which is exclusive with them. So I think you should rethink that. Thank you.
Thank you. Other public discussion? Roll call.
Bodyhoff,
Yes.
Schneider,
Yes.
Thompson,
No.
Hoop,
No.
Isom,
Yes.
Kell.
Yes.
Very good. That carried. Next ordinance.
Ordinance 15065 to amend the Code of Ordinances, City of Marshalltown, Iowa by amending provisions of Ordinance 14807 in the Table of Special Ordinances, Table I, franchises with Interstate Power and Light Company for the electric utility franchise, third reading.
Move for approval, Your Honor.
Second.
Discussion?
This is for the amendment to the Interstate Power and Light Company electric franchise agreement that's currently in place, changing it to a 5% fee on electric utility bills. Petition was also brought forward for this matter to go to special election. And again, that date will be set for September 12th, and a resolution will come forward to the July 24th meeting calling this special election.
Any council or public discussion?
Mark Eaton, 1007 South 10th Avenue. For all those watching and for maybe the newspaper, if you don't want your utility bill to go up 5%, you should show up at the special election on September 12th. Also, again, this is another example, in my opinion, of an exclusive franchise fee, since it's only for one company and only for a defined term or remainder of a term.
Anyone else?
Your Honor, just point of clarification.
Yes, sir.
And the bill will only be go up 4%. There's already 1% on there, so just make sure we have our facts straight when we're telling the story. Thank you.
Thank you. Other discussion? Roll call.
Bodyhoff,
Yes.
Schneider,
Yes.
Thompson,
No.
Hoop,
No.
Isom,
Yes.
Kell.
Yes.
That carried. And our next one.
Ordinance 15066 to amend the Code of Ordinances, City of Marshalltown, Iowa by amending the Table of Special Ordinances, Table I, franchises to establish a franchise agreement with Consumers Energy Cooperative for an electric utility franchise, third reading.
Move for approval, Your Honor.
Thank you. Second? Is there a second? Thank you. Discussion?
This amendment, this is a new agreement with Consumers Energy for the 5% fee on all electric utility bills. A petition was also brought forward on this matter, so it'll go to special election on September 12th, and a resolution will come forward at the next meeting calling the election.
Council or public discussion?
Mark Eaton, 1007 South 10th Avenue. Thank you, Mr. Isom, for correcting that. If this franchise fee passes, which is 5%, 1% of the local option sales tax goes away, so the net is 4%. This particular contract, in my opinion, is an example of an exclusive contract. For the last 19 years, we've only had a franchise agreement with Alliant, Iowa Electric Light and Power, or Interstate. Now we're going to make a new one with Consumers with a term of 25 years, which is 19 years longer than the current Alliant franchise fees. Thank you.
Anyone else? Roll call.
Hoop, Isom,
Yes.
Kell,
Yes.
Bodyhoff,
Yes.
Schneider,
Yes.
Thompson.
No.
That carried as well. On to the next item, and that is calling for a motion for closed session. Would anyone like to move that? Make that motion for the reasons stated in our published agenda.
So moved, Your Honor.
Second.
Thank you. Why don't I have you read what the full motion is, just for the record and the public?
Motion is to move into closed session pursuant to section 21.5 subsection I subsection 1 paragraph I of the Code of Iowa to evaluate the professional competency of an individual whose appointment, hiring, performance, or discharge is being considered when necessary to prevent needless and irreparable injury to that individual's reputation, and that individual requests a closed session. The City of Marshalltown has a attorney-client relationship with Lynch Dallas PC by Council Resolution 2022-161, approved June 13th, 2022. There may be council action by motion following the closed session if directed by the city's attorney.
And did the city attorney direct us that this would be a proper motion to, this would be a proper time to have a closed session on this personnel matter?
Mr. Leininger is online. Could you please state that?
Yes, I'm familiar with the facts and circumstances, and it is my opinion it's, excuse me, appropriate to go into closed session under section 21.5, 1I of the Iowa Code, provided that the city has received individual requests or waivers from each applicant whose application will be considered, allowing the council to go into closed session.
Yes, the city has received those.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, roll call.
Thompson?
Yes.
Hoop? Isom?
Yes.
Kell?
Yes.
Bodyhoff?
Yes.
Schneider?
Yes.
Thank you. We are in closed session. Thank you, folks, for coming.